Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Supergirl because we got a first look at the DCU Supergirl, but it's not in the way that we all expected. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so we've got a couple of things to break down throughout this video. All links will be put in the description below so you can go ahead and read it for yourself. The first article we're breaking down is from the Direct because they point out something that I actually missed recently. So I knew that we had a bunch of superheroes that were included in Creature Commandos. I actually made a video on the first look at Batman, also Wonder Woman was there, also Kid Flash. And so we're going to be looking at this first look at Millie Alcock's Supergirl in the DCU. So the first project in the DC Studios is sweeping plan to revitalize DC's slate is Creature Commandos, which is obviously going on right now. Episode 6 just aired. We got a new look at Batman in that. So they're definitely starting to lay the groundwork for future projects and future characters to appear. A sort of supernatural Suicide Squad is what the Direct says. The central team is composed of ghastly beings who must work together towards an Argus-mandated common goal. And so the DCU Supergirl was actually introduced with her death in a recent Creature Commandos episode. So fans got a first look at the DCU versions of a lot of characters, including Supergirl, but I just didn't see this before, so that's why we're talking about it in this video during Creature Commandos episode 4. So a quick look at the sequence showing the future that Cersei was trying to prevent is presented, including the Kryptonian alongside several other DC heroes. Bodies of major DC heroes can be seen impaled on spikes in a war-torn wasteland. Among the corpses are Wonder Woman, Damian Wayne, and Millie Alcock's yet to be introduced Supergirl, which you can see on the screen right here. And so it is quite likely that this future of the just launched DCU will never come to pass in live action, but some would agree that this rather unusual manner of introducing some of the franchise's most recognizable heroes is quite odd. So let's talk about this version of Supergirl and what you're seeing on the screen, because this is our first official look, and yes, we know that the costumes can change. It's not going to be exactly what you see in Creature Commandos or in animation before the characters are officially introduced, and we kind of know this based on James Gunn's comments to do with Batman, which we may talk about as well. And basically he said that he is not willing to kind of settle on a costume for a lot of these main characters, and Supergirl is going to be a main character because they are starting filming this month on the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow film. But if we analyze this suit, it's pretty classic Supergirl, if I'm being completely honest. It's the classic blue on her suit, you've got the red cape, you've got the boots and everything. I can see a skirt, so she doesn't have pants, so that is pretty classic Supergirl. And yeah, it just got the blonde hair. Obviously Millie Alcock has blonde hair anyway, so that kind of makes sense. And yeah, it's just like a very unexpected way to get a first glimpse at Supergirl. It's something that I totally missed because you really have to zoom in. You can tell by the quality of this screenshot that she is way in the back, and she's in this main wider shot where you can see like Damian Wayne and you can see Wonder Woman at the front and a couple of other people. I think that's Hawkgirl, but I can't really see who else is in the background. But clearly Supergirl is going to be one of the DCU's main superheroes, so it makes sense that they introduced her here because this vision is of, you know, big superheroes like Batman and Wonder Woman and Starfire and other heroes that are featured here, so it would make sense that Supergirl is included in that. And yeah, I'm happy with this look. I'm happy they actually have introduced them even before we see them, and again, like the article says, not even sure if this scene is ever going to come to fruition, but at least it acts as a good way to introduce us to a couple of these characters. And the Direct article goes on to state, based on the way that they released the first look at David Corenswet's Superman, they think it's going to be 1 or 2 months after the start of filming on Supergirl Woman Tomorrow that we're going to get our first official look at Supergirl. And so with it kicking off this month, that would mean that Supergirl Woman Tomorrow we'll be getting our first look at it in either February or March, so be on the lookout for that. But for now, let's move on to the second article that we need to break down. This is from Collider, again link will be in the description below. This is to do with a surprising thing that I was not expecting to see, but Sasha Calle, who played Supergirl in The Flash, who obviously was the best thing about that film, and it's a huge shame that we didn't see more of her, because I think we would have if the DCU continued to be a thing and if it was successful, but obviously the Flash film didn't do very well. And so she's actually returned in an unexpected way. So we got to break this down, talk about it. So this is how the Collider article goes. The Flash is one of the most divisive movies to arrive in the modern era of superhero blockbusters. There were some redeeming qualities to the film. One of those was Sasha Calle's Supergirl, who performed with such force that fans were campaigning on social media for months following the film's release for her to be named the official DCU Supergirl. This ultimately didn't happen, and the part ended up going to House of Dragon breakout star Millie Alcock. But Hot Toys has helped to alleviate some of the pain by releasing a new figure from The Flash based on Calle's appearance in the film. So this is what we're talking about. It's strange that Hot Toys has released several new figures from The Flash, including a Supergirl one alongside a Ben Affleck one and a Michael Keaton one. Now, I don't think it's that crazy that Hot Toys release, you know, new toys that are based on past films, but it's kind of weird considering that the new Supergirl is literally just starting, and now they are finally releasing the Supergirl figure, which is reportedly a screen accurate figure that features a newly developed head sculpt with stunning likeness, sculpted hair, and separate rolling eyeball system. So it's a very, very advanced, a very good looking Supergirl. I think it really is cool, but I'm just, again, still surprised. It's been a while since The Flash came out, and I'm a big fan of Sasha's Supergirl, so I really like what she did, and I'm happy that they are releasing this, because I know a lot of people collect Hot Toys, and this would be a great part of their collection. But obviously with Millie Alcock taking over as Supergirl, and, you know, I kind of 50-50 wanted, you know, maybe a new Supergirl, but also wanted Sasha to come back, so I was like, kind of stuck in the middle. So I don't know, it's just a bit strange with the Supergirl film starting filming in the next couple of days or so, that they released this new Hot Toys figure for Supergirl. I just thought I'd mention it because it's just a bit of a coincidence that Sasha's Supergirl returned in some form, well, in the form of a Hot Toys figure that you guys can buy now, or at least it's coming out soon. So yeah, let's talk about the final main topic of this video before we end it. This is to do with Batman in the DCU. As I mentioned earlier, we got our first look in Creature Commandos at Batman. Obviously we did see Batman in that Cersei flash forward, that vision that we saw a couple of episodes ago in episode 4, where Batman was among the dead. But in episode 6, we actually just got a brand new look at Batman in the DCU. It's quite a silhouetted figure, and James Gunn had some stuff to say about the DCU's Batman, because he says this is the DCU Batman when referring to the Creature Commandos version of Batman. He says, "Listen, I got to tell you, I just love Batman. I love him. I've loved him since I was a little kid. He's one of my favorite characters. I have gone on the record in the past when I was at Marvel saying my favorite character is Batman. I love him. We're going to do great things with him. He's the most popular superhero in the world, and I can't wait for people to see more of him along with Superman and together." And in a separate interview, James Gunn confirmed that they originally planned to have more Batman in this episode of Creature Commandos, but they actually took that out because James wasn't ready to commit to a specific version of the bat suit. So that is why he requested that every time you see Batman, he's going to be in a silhouette, and in that one epic shot that everyone's been talking about, he is obviously in a silhouette, but that is the DCU Batman. And if you do make any comparisons, I wouldn't read too much into his suit, but in terms of his build, he looks like a pretty big guy. He doesn't look like a Robert Pattinson type Batman. He looks more like a Ben Affleck type Batman. So Could we be expecting when they do the casting to get someone who's quite big, who's quite imposing? Let me know, who do you think will make a good Batman down in the comments below. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.